Hey folks, Kurt with Manana Nomas, and I'm making this one into a live video because I think you'll find value in it as well. Stay with me. All right, folks, I am not going to call out any specific client or person in this video, the making of this video, but I just received a question in email. And by the way, my inbox is like full, so I got to do this pretty quick. And if you come in here live and you've got a question, a comment, concern, or especially if it's related to something I'm talking about today, feel free to put in the comment and maybe we can engage and maybe make the video better. But here's where I want to hit folks at. I get the question and it says, hey, I have a client working on a new website, blah, 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 blah. The developer on this project really likes this new theme, and we want to use it for e-learning. We want to use it for training. What do you think about this? So this is a real catch-22 for me. It's not my project. I'm not the project manager. I'm not the developer. If I give my opinion, I run the risk of stepping on somebody's toes. If I anger somebody, maybe that costs me a referral down the road. So what skin in the game do I have to really give an opinion? But in this case, especially because it's e-learning based, I kind of am the expert on this. And I need to give my input, especially because I feel the direction the client might go in is a bad direction. So when you see somebody running towards a cliff and you know there's a cliff and they're running full speed and they don't know there's a cliff, shame on you if you don't try and grab them or stop them from doing that, right? And so here's my thoughts. People will say, I want a website that does courses. I want a website that does community. I want a website that does membership. I want a website that does. And so when you're in the WordPress space, WordPress is a wonderful platform. But if we look at the root of what WordPress is, it's really geared for publishing. It's meant really as a blogging platform, blogging and publishing. Now, it does drive over 40% of the internet. And there's developers like me. I don't even call myself a developer really, right? I'm more of an implementer, right? I find the Lego bricks online, I plug them in, I make them work. Implementers like me will say, oh, well, you wanted a learning website. So I'm a Lifter LMX expert. Let's do that. You want a community website. All right. Well, if you've got some time, Fluent's releasing a new community platform. Lifter has a community feature, and BuddyBoss has community features. So these are features I feel strongly that these plugins would meet those needs. Someone comes to me and says, pardon me, I have a membership need. Well, then I'm going to go to a plugin called Paid Memberships Pro, or possibly maybe even Sure Members, and say, okay, well, these are the two that I'm really confident with, and we can go in this direction. Are there other tools? Absolutely, there's other tools. There's MemberPress, there's all kinds. In the learning space, we've got LearnDash, Tutor LMS. We've got all these other ones. I say Lifter LMS, because I work directly with Lifter LMS and I have a good relationship with them, but I really love their product because their product to me includes the learning and the membership and the reporting and can also handle the e-commerce and social tools as my project grows. But here's where the lines blur. This is where things get a little crazy. And I remember, I'm going to go back 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I, as a hobbyist in WordPress, might look at a theme and go, ooh, this is a cool theme. It looks good. The screenshots look good. Look, it does courses. It makes appointments. It'll do this. It'll do that. And so I start thinking to myself, I need that theme because it does those things. It wasn't until later in my WordPress journey that I began to come to the conclusion, at least for myself, that when it comes to style, when it comes to design, when it comes to things like the font, the color choice, the color palette, and some things, that is a theme. That's the theme. When it comes to function, when it comes to making appointments, having a support portal, e-learning, e-commerce, any of those things, when it comes to those things, I'm going to lean towards a plugin. So to me, a plugin is function and the theme is appearance. So I'm gonna show you one real quick here, shared screen, and we're gonna go and take a look at one called Drave. So Drave is a new theme. It's come out pretty recently, according to the customer. They've got 13 sales here. First off, if I'm doing something corporately, I'm not installing anything that's only got 13 sales on it. I am looking for plugins. When I'm plugin shopping, I want to know when was it most recently updated and how many tens of thousands of installs are on that tool before I use it for a customer. Because I want to make sure I have something that's reliable, something that is stable. So something that's new, that hasn't been installed a bunch, I'm already not a fan. But when we get into this, it's a driving school WordPress theme. So they're very much targeting, they're targeting their audience, and they're saying, okay, if you've got a driving school, you need to use this theme. And then you go through it and you look at the features, and it says a lot of nice things. But here's where the breakout is. When you go to, and let's just do this. I'm going to save you the energy of trying to remember who this is. I'm going to go share this tab instead. And we're going to go in here. We're going to type in Grassblade. Okay. And we're going to say Grassblade plugin. And then it's going to come up as Next Software Solutions. The reason I searched for Grassblade for you, as you can see, I do often here with my little change link, is because Grassblade is what SCORM content plays in really well with WordPress. And so if we know that we're going to have SCORM content and we want to put it into a WordPress website, I'm going to need to use Grassblade. And what does Grassblade work with? Well, let's take a look. We've got LMS integrations. And I don't even know if you're able to see that pop up on screen. So I'm going to click on that. Hopefully you can see this. It says LearnDash, Lifter LMS, WP Courseware, LearnPress, Tutor LMS, Master Study, Sensei, and Moodle. Doesn't anywhere in here say, and these themes. And so when you install Grassblade, you also need to install the integration for whichever LMS you're in. So if you were to go back to Drave here, share this tab instead, if you were to pay the $70 because you like the look of the website, when it came time to put the course in, you would still be like, oh, I still got to put in LearnDash, Lifter LMS, Sensei, Tutor LMS, one of those. You'd have to get one of those tools if it's a SCORM course, because you'd want to use Grassblade, integrate with one of those learning management system platforms, and play the content. The problem here now is your theme will have added things to the database to track lessons and courses, and that's going to interfere or contradict with whatever learning management system platform you've picked. And so it's real important to me when I do these shows with the Membership Machine show or Lifter LMS or the Mañana No Mas show, when I'm doing these live shows, I'm very much saying on a consistent basis, hey, it really depends on use case, and it depends on this, this, and this as to what you want to use. If we go over to a Lifter LMS demo site, this is a demo site here that we have for e-learning. I made this one a long time ago, so I think this one is still in cadence. And if we open this up, it's going to say dashboard, and then see right here where it says X API content. That's where the SCORM content lives for this website. And that's part of that integration with Grassblade. Grassblade's down here at the bottom, right? So we've added Grassblade. We added the integration with Lifter LMS. And when we take a look at the X API content, which is SCORM, that's all right here. And then that material plays directly into whatever the learning management system is that you have. So to me, super important. When you go shopping for themes or plugins, there's a couple of things I want people to look at. Let's go to WordPress.org real quick. And I know I'm doing a deep dive here pretty quickly, but if we go into Extend and Plugins, you're going to see that there's a list of plugins here. And if we start taking a look at these plugins, and let's do learning, if I could type, learning management systems. Hopefully this pulls up a good one. Okay, so here's LearnPress, 90,000 active installs, right? If we go to Master Study, 10,000, Tutor LMS, 90,000. Lifter LMS, 10,000, right? Over 10,000. Fluent support, Fluent. That's right. I don't think LearnDash is here. Anyway, you get my point. I'm not looking for 12, 13, 14 installs. I'm looking for thousands of installs. And when I click on one and open it up in its review page, I want it to say, how many versions has it had? When was it last updated? Lifter LMS was just last updated a week ago. It's got over 10,000 installations, WordPress version 5.9 or higher, tested up to 6.6.2 for WordPress. And so, that's very consistent. PHP, tell you what version it is. And so, by looking at this page, you're looking at a product that's going to be stable. You're looking at a product that's maintained, and you're looking at a product that other people are using. Super, super important things. If I'm in the commercial or enterprise state, or I'm making websites for other people, I'm focused on stability. If I'm playing around for a personal project, and I just want to play and learn something new, like when I learned with bricks, I'll do that on my own. I'll just do that on my own to sample it, to play with it. But super important to me. Once I kind of align those things in my mind, that a theme generally is fonts and color palettes in my brain, and that the function is a plugin. It made my processes so much more clear as an agency owner. And I know that sounds kind of odd to say that, right? But I don't know that a lot of people are that blunt or that bold in the way that they say things. The other side of the coin is this. The next obvious question is, well, Kurt, if you don't recommend the Drave theme, which theme would you recommend? And when I look at different learning management systems and different spaces in the WordPress space, there's a few that really pop off to me, that really pop off well. If I'm in Lifter LMS, I'm automatically going to take a look at their SkyPilot theme. They have a theme that's directly made to work with Lifter LMS, and it looks beautiful. And so SkyPilot to me is a full site editing theme. So that's the newest design platform that WordPress has put forth, and it still integrates with other page builders if you need it to. So SkyPilot is a great one. Another one, let's say you want to stay in the block builder. There's two that really rise to the top for me. That's Astra and Cadence. I use both. I have pro access to both, right? So I've bought the professional, agency access to both of those. When you go the Astra route, you have the option to add Spectra and a couple of other tools to the block editor to make it more complete and to give you more features and really work things out. Cadence is very similar. You have Cadence Pro, which also does Cadence blocks, and both of those projects have starter templates. So if you're looking for a leapfrog start into a website, the starter templates with Astra and Cadence are really good products to take a leap from. Now, there are other themes. There's hundreds, thousands of themes, and there's a bunch that are great. So please don't feel like I have left somebody out on purpose or that I'm showing favoritism or anything weird like that. I am just speaking from where I'm at in how I work with my clients. These are the things that I like to focus on. So I'm either SkyPilot, Astra, or Cadence. And then I know that when I'm working in those environments, I'm familiar with them. There's consistency. They're super stable, all of that kind of stuff. If you want to jump into bricks, do the bricks theme and the bricks builder, that's a whole different experience, right? But that would be a different way that you could look at it as well. A lot of folks will ask me about Divi. I find Divi to be a little on the confusing side. I've got a few clients on Divi, and so I dabble my fingertips and my toes into Divi sometimes. But I really find the more conventional block builder to be better for my clients' purposes in most cases. So that's my quick roundup. Do I believe that my clients should run out and jump on some kind of a theme with a cool feature and load that up? The short answer is no. I'm going to give you one more story before I go because we're 14 minutes into this. So I'm going to give you one quick story before I go. I met a really great lady a year ago helping out Lifter LMS. And when I was helping Lifter LMS, this lady was lost in her website and she couldn't get this button to do the thing. She couldn't get this navigation to be where it was supposed to be. She couldn't get the courses to go in the right order. They were going backwards, for crying out loud. And I looked at her website and she said, well, I want to migrate it to a different host. I wanted this anyway. And I said, okay, well, I can help you with that. And so I signed up to help her with it. And as I was moving things around I said, hey, you're in the classic editor. I'm going to have to turn off the classic editor if you want your certificates to work correctly. And she goes, yeah, that's okay. That's fine. And then I couldn't find anywhere to turn off the classic editor. Do you know where the classic editor was? It was in the theme. Turned out she had had a custom coded website done with a custom theme. And all of these things that were wrong were tied to this theme thing. And unfortunately, she had lost contact with the developer that had built all of this stuff for her. So now she's got a custom coded theme that has taken a lot of functions to her website. And as WordPress developed things like Gutenberg, the block editor, full site editing, as these things progressed forward, her site did not. And a lot of things in her website were backwards and upside down and needed to be untwisted so that we could make things work for her. So what I ended up doing was finding ways to cancel features of her theme so that I could make edits and change things in her content and then re-implement the theme so that when republished, the overall look and feel of the pages that she developed were all still there. So a job that should have taken 5 hours took almost 30 hours to do because she used a theme that wasn't mainstream, wasn't reliable, wasn't consistent, wasn't stable. And so I'm really big on these topics. I know I probably beat this horse hard enough. I'm going to call this one done. Folks, have yourself a wonderful day. And like I said, I didn't share any names or emails with this one. I wanted to sail under the radar there, but share the video with the customer in the end so they can see the direction. All right. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.